Hey guys, Matthew here. Hope you guys are having a great day today. Today is Wednesday, December the 31st, 2025. And you guys already know what that means. Today is New Year's Eve, everybody. Hey. Yeah, guys, today is officially New Year's Day, which means today is the very last day of 2025. And then tomorrow, guys, it'll be January 1st, 2026. Wow, guys, like I cannot believe that today is already the last day of 2025 and then tomorrow we're going to into a new year as tomorrow will be 2026. Like, damn. I'll be honest with you guys. I know I say this like almost every single year, but it's true. Like it kind of just feels like the years are just going by so fast. Like 2025 just went by super fast. Like it still kind of feels like we just started 2025 and now we're at the very we're at the last day of 2025 now. And then tomorrow we're going into 2026. Like we're going into another year. Like that is crazy. And yeah. So happy New Year's Eve, everybody. Hope you guys are having a great day today. Let me know in the comments below and let me know how your New Year's Eve is going so far, because mine's going okay. And of course, you can already tell we're in my room. I'm at my house right now. It's actually currently 11:50. It's like almost 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It's almost noon. And I'm going to be doing my New Year's Eve vlog here in my room because, of course, you guys already know every single year on New Year's Eve, I always do my New Year's Eve vlog here at my house in my bedroom because I'm going to sit down and talk to you guys and give you guys an end of year review of 2025 because that's what I do every single year. As I'm going to set my camera right here and I'm going to basically talk to you guys and go over 2025, tell you guys all the things I did this year, tell you guys what I thought about 2025, and tell you guys what I hope to expect for 2026, like the upcoming year, and basically tell you guys, some of the things I wanted to do in 2026. So, yeah. And the weather today, it's not great, but it's not bad. I can show you guys. Yeah, you can probably tell it is pretty cloudy and gray today, and you can also tell we still got snow. It looks like we actually got a little bit more snow than we did a couple days ago. Well, okay, because if you guys see my last vlog I did, which was on Monday, you guys already know on Monday, we actually did get a good amount of snow in town, like in Chatham. And it even snowed a little bit last night as well. And I think even earlier this morning it even snowed a bit. So it looks like we kind of got a little bit more snow. The sidewalks are still covered and the roads are kind of still a little covered, but it's mostly clear. But yeah, it's pretty cloudy, gloomy New Year's Eve, which is, eh. Kind of wish it was sunny, but I mean, oh well, right? Sorry guys, I had to really clear my throat. Also, it is kind of cold outside. Like I think it's like -4, -5 out right now, so it's a little cold today too, which is, not great, but it is winter, so what else can you do? But yeah. And I don't know if it's just me, you guys, but does it kind of feel like every single year on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, does it feel like it's always cloudy? Like I swear, it feels like every single like New Year's, like no matter what year it is, feels like every New Year's it's always cloudy. Like I have never seen like a nice sunny blue sky New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. It's always been like cloudy or foggy or snowy or rain. Like it seems like we never really get a lot of good weather for New Year's in Chatham at least, which is kind of weird. It's like every single year. Like when are we gonna have a New Year's Eve or New Year's Day that's actually gonna be like sunny at least? Like at least where the sun is out, right? Hey, hopefully next New Year's Eve for 2026 going into 2027. Hopefully next New Year's Eve we can maybe get a nice one finally. But no, this year's New Year's Eve is cloudy and there's snow on the ground and it's cold. So yeah. And yeah. By the way, guys, I know you guys probably already know this. I know this is very obvious, but this is actually my very last vlog of 2025. As if you guys go to my channel, you guys will see that I actually have like playlists of like vlogs I post from like each year. And in the playlist where it says videos of 2025, it says I have 243 videos. But this video, once I upload it, then it'll actually be 244 videos, which means for 2025, I've actually posted 244 videos. I know there's probably a few more if you're including the shorts, but in terms of like actual videos, for 2025 alone, I posted 244 videos, including this one. Like, that's crazy. And of course, when I do the video, when I, watch the ball drop later tonight, and when I do a vlog tomorrow for New Year's Day, of course, I'm going to be making a new playlist called the Videos of 2026. Of course, like I'm going to make a new playlist for New Year's called Videos of 2026, for the vlogs in 2026. But yeah, that's pretty crazy, guys. Like I posted a lot of videos this year, and I'm hoping maybe in 2026 I can maybe post a little bit more. Hopefully I can maybe post like maybe about the same or a little bit more, like 250 videos or 255 videos maybe, like, who knows. But yeah. And no, guys, I do not have 400 subscribers yet. I'm actually still at 399 subs. So, come on. If you guys are someone who is not subscribed and is watching this video, please subscribe. I mean, hey, why not we start 2026 with 400 subscribers? I mean, what if by New Year's Day I get 400? Starting 2026 off with a milestone of subscribers. Like that'd be a good sign. And then also in 2026, we could possibly hit 500 if we manage to get 400. So please, guys, maybe for New Year's Day, 400 subscribers, maybe. But yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna set the camera down and we're gonna go over the end of your review. So let's go. Okay, guys. All right, guys. There you go. It's a good angle. Alright guys, so now we're going to do the end of year review for 2025 because this is what I do every single year. And yeah, sorry about my hair. If it's a little messy, I apologize. But no, we're going to do the end of year review for 2025 now. So, how I feel about 2025, I honestly thought it was a good and also okay year. Like it was good, but it also was just okay. Like, it wasn't bad, but it also could have been a little better. And I'm going to get into that very shortly if you guys want to know what I'm talking about. But no, 2025, it was overall a good year, but it was also just okay. Like it was decent. Do I think it was better than 2024? Not quite, but it was still good. I still thought it was all right. If I'm going to give 2025 a rating, I might give it a 6 out of 10. That's not bad, it's like, eh. I'm kind of like reviewing 2025 basically, but this pretty much is. Like this is the end of year review, so it literally is a review on the year. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go over all the things that happened in 2025, or at least the things that I can remember that I did for each month of this year. And yeah, so let's get started. So we're gonna start off with January. So January 2025. Well, the only things that I can remember from January is I remember me and Brody went to go see Love Muscle at the Elephant's Nest, and that was a pretty good show. That was actually my first time seeing them at the Nest, because they did play at the Nest before, like I think back in 2024. I think that's when they played at the Nest the first time. So when they played in January of this year at the Nest, that was my first time seeing them there, but it was probably their second time playing at the Nest in general, so I remember that. And I remember I also went to Port Huron in January. I think it was January 21st. I remember it was really cold that day, but it was sunny, so yeah, but it was pretty cold. And if you guys remember that video I did when I went to Port Huron back in January, you guys all know we stopped at Hobby Lobby, then we went to the Walmart. And when I was at the Walmart, I really wanted to get the Kit Kat cereal because I thought at the time they would have them, but it turns out they didn't. And I even went inside Meijer to see if they had them too, but no, they didn't even have them at all. Like they didn't have it at Walmart or Meijer, like they didn't have them anywhere. I thought it was kind of stupid. I thought that sucked. But yeah. And when I was at Port Huron that day, I actually tried Chick-fil-A there, and it was pretty good. I think it was actually my first time like actually trying like fresh food from Chick-fil-A. That was pretty good. And then a little funny story from when we got back to Canada after we went to Port Huron. So when we crossed the border back into Canada from Port Huron, we were actually in my grandma's car. And funny thing is, well, it's not really funny. It's kind of sad, but it was also kind of funny at the same time if you look back on it. But when we crossed back into Canada, her back window on the side where I was sitting, apparently like it was broken already, and like we had the window down because of course we had to go over the border, and they asked us to roll down the window to see look inside, but apparently the window wouldn't roll back up, right? And this was her old car, by the way. And so we had this like blanket, and I was like trying to like cover the window with the blanket just to get the cold air from, not getting in the car. And then we had to stop at the Ford dealership in Sarnia to get my grandma's window fixed and looked at, which luckily we did get it fixed, and it didn't take very long. It only took like 30 minutes, maybe, almost an hour. And then, yeah, we got the window fixed, and then we drove back to Chatham. And then shortly later, my grandma got a new car. So that was pretty funny and interesting. Um, Another thing that I remember from January is that me and Brody went to go see A9X at the Fortress, and that was actually, I think that was actually the first vlog Brody was in. So that was the first time you guys got to see Brody in my vlogs. We sure had a lot of vlogs we did over this year, and there's definitely going to be way more we're going to do together in 2026. So you guys have to stay tuned for that. Another thing that happened in January, this is something that I'm not proud of, but I'm still going to say anyways. Well, at the end of January, I came down with a cold, which kind of sucked. And actually, one night, I ended up having like a little bit of a fever. And like, it was only for like that one night. And then, like, a few days later, or a couple days later, I felt better. I know, it was kind of strange. Like I said, not proud of it, but I mean, it's something that happened, I guess. So, yeah. Um, and of course, in January, February, and March, and even a bit of April, actually, me and Dustin went to the Maroons games. As for March and April, for March and April, we were at the playoffs games because, well, the Maroons' regular season, like at the last season, it ended in March, but for like the rest of March and like all of April, the Maroons were in their playoffs. And of course, you guys already know, in 2025, like this year, the Chatham Maroons won the Western Conference Championship as well as the Sutherland Cup, which I thought was amazing. 2025 sure was a really good year for the Maroons, and I'm hoping that 2026 will be another good year for the Maroons. So yeah. So I think something else for January that I can try to remember. Well, January there wasn't really too much really going on. Can't really say much about January, so I think that's all I'm gonna say for January. So now for February, well, in February, me and Brody went to go see Mr. D, Full Frontal, and How's That at the Fortress. That was a really good show. You guys probably remember I did a vlog at that show. It was pretty good. And I remember we were literally walking there and it was like snowing and it was cold. And then, like, I think about a week later, we went to go see Final Stage, Blackwater, Iciora, and Atria at the Fortress. And that was also snowy and cold. That was a really good show too, and that's actually where I got my Atria shirt as well as my Atria poster. I actually have it on my wall still. I can show you guys. This is the Atria poster that I got. Hey, that's pretty sick. So yeah, and also in February we saw Love Muscle at the Fortress, and that was pretty good. We actually went to a good amount of shows in February. We went to Love Muscle as well. Oh yeah, and at the end of February, of course you guys already know, Ontario had a election, and that was when Doug Ford won his third term. So yeah, we had the Ontario election back in February. It wasn't bad, but it was something that happened. And then I remember at the end of January, or no, sorry, the end of February, like the last day of February, I remember I was hanging out with Dustin that day. That was a pretty good day. And I think that's when we noticed that Pepsi had this new like flavor that they came out with. I think it was the cream soda one or whatever. That's pretty cool. But I also remember on the last day of or why do I keep saying the last day of January? Like my mind is just on January right now. I don't know why. But no, guys, sorry. On the last day of February, I went to go see Tour of the Senses at the Elephant's Nest, and that was a pretty good show. It was actually pretty busy at the Nest that day. Like, seriously. Sorry if I keep saying end of January, guys. I don't know why. I just like my mind's just like ugh. Plus, I'm still kind of starting my day. Coffee. You already know how it is. So yeah. And of course, in February we had like Valentine's Day, Family Day. Of course, you guys already know we already had all that stuff, and it was still winter. Honestly, for January and February, I don't really think there was really that much that happened, besides the shows that we went to, like me and Brody and stuff. So yeah. So that's pretty much it for February. And now we get to March. March is when things kind of start to pick up a bit. So in March, you guys, me and Brody went to go see Big Shiny Tunes at the Fortress, I think on March 7th. That was a pretty good show, and I did do a vlog there. And of course, you guys also know, on I think March 6th, I actually went to a Windsor Spitfires game in Windsor, as I think they played against the Kingston Frontenacs, if I'm correct. So yeah, I have a vlog about it. You guys are gonna have to go way back on my channel from this year, and you'll find it. It's from March, so yeah. And then of course, also in March, you guys probably also know this if you guys see my posts on Facebook and Instagram. But also in March, me, Brody, my uncle, and my cousin and my other uncle, we actually went to Windsor to see Big Rack, Thornley, and Royal Tusk at the Coliseum at Caesars Windsor. That was an amazing concert. I had a really good time there. And yeah. And then, of course, the Chatham Maroons finished their last regular season in March, and they were starting their playoffs. As I think for round one, I think they played against I think it was the Stratford Warriors, I think. Or no. It was either the Stratford Warriors or St. Mary's Lincolns they fought against in the first round of the playoffs. But I know in like the rest of March and like even all of April, we were playing against like the teams like Stratford Warriors, St. Mary's Lincolns. I can't remember all of them exactly, but I know like for like the rest of March and like all of April, we were in the playoffs and all that. So yeah, which led to us winning the Western Conference Championship and the Sutherland Cup. So yeah. But yeah, March was pretty good. And of course, oh yeah, and actually this is something that I forgot to mention about in January that I'm actually gonna mention. But if you guys remember this, you guys probably all know, back in January, Justin Trudeau, our old former prime minister, he resigned. And then in March, that's when Justin Trudeau officially, that's when he officially called it quits. And then we had a leadership race for the Liberal Party. And that's when Mark Carney, who's our current prime minister, that's when he got, elected as the Liberal leader. And then he became prime minister. So, yeah. As I think on March 14th, I think that's when he became prime minister, Mark Carney. So, yeah, that means this March coming up, you guys, will be 1 year since Carney been our prime minister. That's crazy. Already almost been a year. But yeah. And also at the end of March, that's when the federal election from this year got announced. So I think on March 24th, I think that's when the federal election from this year got announced. So, yeah, and then basically between March 24th and April 28th, that's when, the Liberals, Conservatives, and all the other parties had their campaigns and all that. I'm not trying to get political, you guys. I'm just pointing it out because, 2025, we did see, a lot of elections, and there was a lot of things about politics in Canada from this year, so 2025 was a pretty political year in Canada, I will say. But, yeah. And, yeah, so that's pretty much March. I don't know really what else happened in March. I know we had, like, St. Patrick's Day, but I don't know what else happened in March. Yeah, and I can't really think of anything else, you guys. Oh, of course, well, in March we had, spring starting and all that, so there was that. And then, we're going to get to April now, you guys. So, in April, of course, you guys already know, we had April Fool's Day on April 1st. You guys all know, on April Fool's Day, I was hanging out with Dustin, and we pranked you guys into thinking that I lost my wallet at Tecumseh Park. That was pretty funny. That was a pretty good prank. I hope I got you guys for that one. Just wait, you guys. April Fool's Day 2026. We're going to try and come up with something to prank you guys. Well, you guys won't know that until April 1st. You don't know what it's going to be, but could just be a regular vlog. You never know. But yeah, I remember we did that on April 1st. That was pretty cool. And it was a funny prank too. Hope I got you guys. But yeah. And then of course in April, me and Brody went to go see Elastic at the Fortress with a few other bands. I think it was Part of the Plan, Overdrive Suite, and then Foster. That was pretty cool. And also, of course, in April we had like Easter, and that's when I made my green bean casserole for the first time. That was amazing. And then, of course, we saw Love Muscle at the Fortress in April. And the Maroons were just finishing up their playoffs as they were actually about to go into the Sutherland Cup finals. So that was pretty sick. April was pretty good, I will say. April was not bad. I don't know if I saw any like really big shows in April, but I know I saw like a few local shows in April. Not a whole lot. Oh yeah, I also remember I saw Brand at the Nest on Easter. That was pretty good too. But yeah. Now we're gonna get to May. May is where things got a little bit more interesting because, of course, you guys already know. In May, I went to Florida for the first time since January 2023, and I will say that I actually did enjoy the Florida trip from this year. Although it did rain almost every day while I was there, and it was really hot there. I mean, I'll be honest, I still enjoyed the Florida trip from this year. It was a really good time, and I'm glad that I got to go this year, and I'm glad that I got to do some vlogs for you guys. It was pretty good. We went at the end of May, and of course, I had my birthday there as I turned 23 this year. That was amazing. I can't wait for my 24th birthday, this coming year in 2026. I can't wait for that. Now, for my birthday in 2026, you guys, I'm kind of hoping I'm here in Chatham for my birthday, just because I want to have a birthday at home where I don't have to like really go anywhere and not like be out of the country either. I want to be home where that way I can spend it with friends and family. I hope for my birthday in 2026, hopefully I can spend it here. So yeah. But yeah, I remember I went to Florida this year. That was pretty sick. I remember we saw Big Shiny Tunes at the Fortress again in May, and that was amazing. Oh yeah, also on May 17th this year, you guys, I remember I went to go to the first, or no, I went to a Chatham Kent Barnstormers game for the first time. That's what I was trying to say, guys. But yeah, on May 17th this year, guys, I went to go see a Barnstormers game with Superfan for the first time. That was amazing. You guys know, that was actually the game that Brody randomly showed up because he wanted to really go to that game, but he at first said he didn't really have a way to go. And then eventually he just randomly showed up. And then he was there for like the rest of it. So that was a cool surprise. But I remember that. That was the first time I ever went to a Barnstormers game. That was pretty sick. But yeah. And I also saw Tour of the Senses in May. I remember I saw Elastic at the Elephant's Nest, I think at the beginning of May, for an acoustic show. That was pretty cool. Yeah. Um, so yeah. And then at the end of May, when I got back from Florida, like actually literally the day I got back from Florida this year, guys, I actually went to the Kingsman Fair with Brody, because the Kingsman Fair was actually happening in town around that time. And I remember I went there. I didn't vlog there, but I remember I went there. That was pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it for May. For June, for June, it was pretty good. I remember in June, me and Brody went to go see 3 Days Grace with Volby and Wage War in London. That was amazing, guys. I'm like super thankful I got to see 3 Days Grace this year. And I'm even seeing 3 Days Grace next year in 2026, this time in Windsor. So that's gonna be pretty sick. Seeing 3 Days Grace in 2025 and then seeing them again in 2026, like that's amazing, guys. Like, I remember we saw 3 Days Grace in June. I remember I went to Rondeau in June. You guys probably remember I did a little vlog there. I was just there with a group of people there, though, so, it was okay. But I remember I went to Rondeau. Um, I went to more Barnstormers games in June. Oh yeah, I also remember in June I had to go to the dentist, I think twice. I think once for cleaning, and then the other one. No, when I went to the dentist for cleaning, that was in May. But when I went in June, that was for a filling. That's what I meant. That's what it was. Yeah, I had a filling. I'm trying to remember what else happened in June. Oh yeah, guys. In June, the Chatham Maroons had their Sutherland Cup parade and rally. I remember that, and I did a vlog there. It was really hot that day, though. Like, I remember, like, at the end of it, I was, like, sweaty. I was like, whoo! It was toasty. I remember I even had, like, a little, like, sunburn on my neck. Oh, yeah, it was pretty hot that day. But I remember the Maroons had their parade in June. That was pretty cool. And, guys, that's also when I heard that a new No Frills was opening up in town. That's the one on... the new No Frills that's on St. Clair now by the Shoppers? Yeah, June is when I first found out about it. So, that was some exciting news. Yeah. And, yeah. So that's pretty much it for June. I know I'm not really talking much about the months, you guys. It's just like I'm going over the memories that I remember the most from this year. Because if I were to explain all of them, it would be a very, very long video. So, yeah. So I'm only going to go over the ones that I remember the most. Just those are the highlights of this year. Just to kind of make it not so long, right? So that's it for June so far. But we're going to get into July. So, of course, you guys already know, in July, we had Canada Day on July 1st, because, July 1st is Canada Day. And, of course, guys, you already know we had Ribfest in July. Now, just a side note, we did have Retrofest in May this year, guys, but I was in Florida, when it happened, so that's why I didn't go to Retrofest this year. But we did have it. I was just in Florida. Anyway, so yes, in July we had Ribfest, you guys, and I was at Ribfest this year, and Ribfest was amazing. You guys already know there was a lot of good bands that played there. We had a lot of good memories. Like the bands that played at Ribfest this year were 40 Hours Over, 89X, Love Muscle, Big Shiny Tunes, and like I think there was like a few other ones. Oh yeah, JD Fortune and Red Sky Cartel. They were at Ribfest too. That was amazing. But Ribfest was sick, you guys. And then also, guys, you guys probably remember on July 15th, I actually went on the Via train to London for the first time in about 15, 16 years. That was an amazing memory. I'm really glad that I was able to actually like go on the Via train to London this year. That was amazing. And I'm hoping, guys, I'm hoping in 2026 that I can go on the Via train to London again, or maybe this time go to Windsor. But I'm also hoping that maybe for 2026, I can maybe try and take the train by myself. If you guys want me to try that, let me know in the comments below, and I will do it. But yeah, this year I took the Via train to London. That was pretty sick. That's actually one thing that I haven't done in like years, and I'm glad I finally got to do it this year. Hopefully I can do it again next year. That'd be awesome. But yeah. But July was pretty good. The weather was actually not too bad in July. It was kind of hot, but of course because it was summer, but it was okay. I'm trying to remember what else I did in July because I don't really know. We had Canada Day. We had Rib Fest. I went on the Via train. I went to the Barnstormers games. Um, hmm. Oh yeah, of course you guys already know. In July, sadly, you guys already know that's when Ozzy Osbourne passed away. Because Ozzy, he died on July 22nd. So July 2025 is going to always be known as a time where Ozzy Osbourne passed away. It was pretty sad, but yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry if I'm kind of going like a little off track, but I just remembered something from April. Of course, you guys already know from April we had the election, the federal election in Canada, and that's when Mark Carney won. You know. Anyways, back to July. So, yeah, Ozzy, he sadly passed away in July. Rest in peace, Ozzy. You'll be missed. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what else happened in July. I know me and Brody went to emo night at the Fortress at the end of July. That was something, I guess. But yeah. Also, in July, that's when the new No Frills actually opened on St. Clair Street. So they announced it, I think, in early June, and then end of July is when they opened it. So yeah, it was pretty cool. I remember going there for the first time with Dustin. That was amazing. Oh yeah, it's a really nice location. You know what I mean? Sorry, I got a text from someone. I hate it when I get a text when I'm filming. I hate that. All right, so that's July. Now August. See, August is not really too much I can say. I know I did go to Windsor with my mom in August. We went to the Devonshire Mall, and I did a vlog there, and we also went to Costco. And that's actually where I got the zero sugar mug root beer from Exotic Empire. And that's when I actually tried it for the first time. And that's my first time going to Exotic Empire. That was a pretty good day. And I remember I had Chick-fil-A from Windsor that day too. That was also pretty good. Oh yeah. And of course in August, that's when the Barnstormers were wrapping up their season, and the Chatham Maroons were entering their preseason around the end of August. But yeah, for August, there's not really a lot of shows that I went to. I do know in August, I did go see Skin, Just Right, 100 Proof. No, not Just Right. There was Skin, 100 Proof, and a few other bands. But I know I went to that show. It was okay. And then we saw Iciora, part of the Plan Battle Pass. That was an amazing show. And Soul Sick. That was at the end of August. I remember we went to that. That was amazing. So that means this year I saw Iciora twice. That's amazing. But yeah. Oh yeah, and of course you guys already know. If you guys watch Dustin's channel, you guys already know. At the end of August, Dustin did this one vlog where he scared me with an air horn at Tim Hortons. That was funny. If you guys want to watch it, you're gonna have to go to Dustin's channel, and you guys will have to, find it because it's pretty funny. It literally says in the title saying that I scared Matthew with an air horn. You'll see it, but yeah. So that's it for August. Not much I can really say about it. You know, there were some good things I also did, but it's like, just normal life things that you guys probably don't care about. Um, I did do a lot of reviews this year, as I remember I did a review on the Oreo Reese's cookies and the Reese's Oreo cups. Those were really good. I tried the zero sugar mug root beer. I tried some new Prime drinks. Um, there were a good amount of things that I did review this year, and I'm really hoping that for 2026, I can actually do more reviews on snacks and drinks for you guys. But I also got a comment on, I think, my last video from someone saying that for 2026, or at least for future videos, I should do reviews at restaurants. I can actually pull up a comment right here. This is the comment that I got. So, to the person who commented this, thank you for reaching out. I will consider doing reviews on restaurants in 2026, as if there's any restaurants that are releasing new items in 2026, I'll consider trying them. And if there's any restaurants that I haven't tried before that I could maybe go to a city that has one and try, I could do it. So thank you for the comment. But yeah, and yeah, now we're gonna get to September, guys. So guys, of course you guys already know in September we had Labor Day, all that. But also, guys, you already know in September, I saw System of a Down and Deftones at Rogers Stadium in Toronto. And all I can say, guys, is that it was an amazing concert. It was really fun. I had a really good time. I am so happy I got to see System of a Down for the first time. Like, I've been a fan of System of a Down since high school. And the fact that I got to see them this year was like, it's crazy. Like, wow. So I saw them. That was awesome. And of course, you guys also know in September. Um, oh yeah. Also, of course, you guys already know in September that's when we had Spirit Halloween open up in Chatham, because that's when we got our first Spirit Halloween. And I remember me and Dustin went there for the first time together, and you guys remember I did a vlog there, and that was pretty cool. Hopefully for 2026, hopefully Spirit Halloween comes back around September or October next year. And I'm hoping maybe even like next November and December, hopefully maybe we can finally get Spirit Christmas in Canada. You know what I mean? Hopefully, right? But yeah. And also, of course, in September we had Crow Fest, and that was pretty good. And I remember I saw Tour of the Senses and Broken Rubber at the Nest both in September during Crow Fest. That was amazing. Oh yeah, and I also remember I saw Broken Rubber for the first time at the Fortress back in March. That was also pretty good. Hey. But yeah, we had Crow Fest. That was pretty good. And of course, at the end of September, I saw A9X at the Fortress again with Brody. But yeah, it was still pretty good. And yeah. And of course, at the end of September, we had Oktoberfest at Sons of Ken, and this time A9X played at Oktoberfest instead of Big Shiny Tunes. But it was still pretty good. We had A9X and 40 Hours Over at Oktoberfest. That was amazing. I got to tell you guys a little story. So, when me and Brody went to Oktoberfest back in September, I remember the bands were actually letting us have like free beer. That was pretty sick. I don't know if we're gonna be able to have that happen again, but I mean, it was pretty cool at the time when we were able to actually get free beer from the bands. It was kind of like a little secret, you know. But yeah, that was pretty sick. Um, yeah, so September was pretty good. It was also, good amount of things happened. And then we get to October. So we're almost at the end of the year, guys. So in October, of course, we had Thanksgiving in Canada, and I had my Thanksgiving dinner at my cousin's house in October, and it was my second time making green bean casserole. That was pretty good. And for shows that I went to in October, well, I saw Broken Rubber at the Fortress on Thanksgiving, and I also saw Big Shiny Tunes at the Fortress in October, and of course, I saw Love Muscle at the Fortress on Halloween, because of course we also had Halloween. And yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, sorry guys, it's like really hard to think about like what I did mostly throughout like the year. Like I'm only gonna be saying like memories I know the most from this year, not like every single one. Just so that way, like I said, it doesn't make the video super long. But yeah. And I know in October I went to Spirit Halloween again for the second time. That was pretty cool. And yeah. But Halloween and Thanksgiving were really good this year, you guys. And I just hope that next year's they'll be both pretty good too. And then for November, well, on the first day of November, I saw 89X at the Garden Event Center. That was a pretty good show. And of course, that's when you guys. Well, sorry if I'm talking or stuttering too. Sorry about that, guys. I was kind of stuttering a little bit, talking too fast. But what I was trying to say is, I remember when we saw 89X at the Garden Event Center on November 1st. That's when the Toronto Blue Jays were in the World Series against the LA Dodgers. And of course, you guys already know we lost, sadly. But, it's okay. Oh yeah, and I also forgot to mention that back in June, I saw 40 Hours Over at the Garden Event Center. That was my first time going to that building since it was River Rock. So, it's okay. Also in November, I remember we had Remembrance Day, and no, I did not go to the Remembrance Day ceremony this year, you guys, but it's okay. And yeah. Also, of course, I remember we had the Santa Parade in November. That was pretty cool too. And I saw the Kenny and Joel acoustic show at the Nest, same night as the Santa Parade, which I know you guys probably like, it's just normal, but so it was so cool. Oh yeah, and also of course you guys already know, in November that's when the CPKC Holiday Train came to Chatham, and that's when we got to see Smash Mouth play in Chatham. That was amazing. Hopefully Smash Mouth comes back to Chatham one day, maybe to play at like Riffest or something like that one of these years, or Retrofest, or even just like somewhere like the capital or whatever. That'd be amazing. You know what I mean? But I remember where you saw that. And oh yeah, I also remember in November I went to Windsor again to the Devonshire Mall to see, to go to like I said, the mall. And that's when I did a vlog there, and that's when I tried New York fries for the first time. That was actually pretty good. Like honestly, I would go back to Devonshire Mall to try New York fries. Like it was really good. And I also remember in November I went to Windsor as well to see another concert, as I went to see Matthew Good and I Mother Earth at Caesars Windsor. That was amazing. I had a really good time at that concert. So November was actually pretty good. I did a decent amount of things in November. And of course, at the end of November, we saw A9X at the Fortress again. I know. We've seen a lot of our local artists like every single month. But local bands, you gotta support local. So that's it for November. And now we're gonna get to December, guys. So we're at the end of the year. So for December, guys, for bands, we saw Love Muscle, Big Shiny Tunes, Bren, and actually Love Muscle just recently, actually, just 2 days ago, because I actually did end up going to see Love Muscle at the Fortress on Monday, guys. So, yeah. So I saw a few shows this month. And of course, this month we had Christmas, and today's New Year's Eve. I had my Christmas dinner at my cousin's house, and I had my green bean casserole again. It was my third time making it. And, yeah. And also for December, I went to Windsor again to see another concert. I saw The Tea Party, Headstones, and Finger 11. That was amazing. Oh yeah, and since September up until now, we're watching the Maroons games again as they're now in their new season. So yeah. Wow, guys. All I can say is wow. 2025 has sure been quite a year. A lot of things I did. Been a pretty busy year, honestly. So guys, that was my end of year review for 2025. Now, what I hope to expect for 2026 is I just hope that 2026 will be a more positive year, because there were a lot of like crazy world events that did happen throughout 2025. And I just hope that in 2026, hopefully it'll be a more positive year. Hopefully not a lot of drama, and hopefully it'll be a less dramatic year. Hopefully it'll be a more like positive, more uplifting year where, we can actually like not focus too much on like world events, and politics. Let's just hope that 2026 will be a more chill year with that. But, we can just hope, right? Now, I hope for 2026, you guys, that I can go to the Barnstormers games again, because that would be amazing. And of course, me and Dustin are going to still go to the Maroons games in 2026. And, there's still a lot of reviews and vlogs that I want to do in 2026. So you guys have to just wait for that. Like I said, hopefully I can go on the VIA train again to London or Windsor again next year. That'd be amazing. And, oh yeah, and of course, you guys already know, for Christmas, I got tickets to go to 2 concerts in 2026 that I'm looking forward to. As, of course, the first big concert I'm going to in 2026 is 3 Days Grace. And then the second one I'll be going to will be Foo Fighters. So I got these 2 concerts to look forward to in 2026. So let's go. I don't even know what time it is. I gotta check the time really quick, guys. One sec. Oh wow, it's 12:30. I've been filming for a while. But yeah, also hopefully for 2026, like I said, hopefully I can try some new restaurants for the first time. Like I'm hoping I can try like Mary Brown's Chicken or like Booster Juice or whatever. If I like get a chance to go into any city that has them, I at least just hope so at least, right? And hopefully I can maybe even do like reviews on like restaurant items, you know, because I've done them before, but I haven't done them like a lot. So hopefully I can do that. But yeah. All right, guys. Well, that was my end of year review for 2025, and you know what I hope to expect for 2026. So we're gonna end the vlog. All right, guys. Well, that was my end of year review video, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy this New Year's Eve vlog. I'm gonna be getting out of here very soon. As sorry, guys, I was doing something. But no, I'm gonna be getting out of here very soon, you guys. As I'm actually gonna probably be hanging out with Dustin later today, and Dustin is gonna be doing his New Year's Eve vlog at some point today as well. So you guys are gonna have to look for his channel, and you guys will see him probably post it later tonight. But yeah. But I want to at least get this video out before tonight. So yeah. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy my end of year review video for 2025, and hope you guys did enjoy this New Year's Eve vlog. So yeah, I'm gonna get out of here now. So if you guys did enjoy today's video, be sure to smash that button, subscribe, to the bell on. If you guys want to check out Monday's vlog, I'll put links in the description down below. And if you guys want to check out the vlogs I did over this weekend and all the other vlogs I did recently, as well as my Christmas vlog and Christmas Eve vlogs, I'll put links to those in the description down below. And be sure to follow me on Instagram, my TikTok, go check out my SoundCloud, go check out my music Instagram, and go check out my Roughfin channel. All my links will be down below, you guys already know. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in 2026. Bye, guys.